Thanks so much, Wes. Great to be kicking off the IP showcase here at NAB 2024. This is always one of the best events, I think, of bringing everybody together at the conference. We've been doing this IP showcase for a number of years, and it seems like every year we get more and more speakers and better content. And I think that's partly a reflection of where the industry is in the adoption of 2110 and all the related standards. We certainly see a lot more maturity in the 2110 standard set and in the deployments that are coming along. So it's great to hear some of the leading experts in the industry over the course of the next couple of days. We have over 40 presentations that are going to be done by people from a wide range of companies. So please, come and join the IP showcase and hear what these experts have to say. We will be recording all of these sessions, and they will be made available through the educational library that's on the AIMS website. You can go to aimsalliance.org, and any of the presentations that are going to be done over the course of the next couple of days will be available there. There's also a sorting and searching capability that's available on the EWG library. So if you're looking for a specific topic, a specific presenter, or even a specific technology phrase, you can go in and search for that and find the videos that are relevant. AIMS was formed at the end of 2015, and really the mission of AIMS has been pretty consistent since we started this. It's all about fostering the adoption of a common and ubiquitous standards-based protocol for interoperability over IP. There was a recognition in the industry that we needed to align around a common set of interfaces and protocols and standards to be able to create an interoperable environment for media over IP solutions. And in the years since we've started the AIMS Alliance and really kind of fostered this adoption of SMPTE 2110 and all the related standards, we've seen it being used in a variety of applications across the industry. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of those use cases as we go through the presentations this week and as I go through the update on AIMS today. The first update I want to give you is AIMS now has approximately 100 members. And if you look at the logos of the people that are involved in AIMS, what you'll notice is that this community has really broadened out over the years. We now have companies that represent manufacturers, that represent systems integrators, and that represent end users who have become a part of the alliance and that are really working together to foster the adoption and the implementation of these standards. The other thing that's interesting about the way the membership has changed over the years is it really started out as a broadcast-centric initiative. A lot of the traditional manufacturers and traditional end users in the broadcast community were part of the original AIMS group, but you'll now see that has broadened out to include audio companies, to include companies that are more involved in the Pro AV segment. And in fact, a lot of the work that's been done over the course of the last few years has been focused around that Pro AV segment. As we launched the IPMX initiative 3 or 4 years ago, the idea was to take the SMPTE 2110 standards and make those more applicable and more adoptable in that Pro AV segment. And I'll show you a couple of examples of how that has been implemented over the last few years. One of the things we always try to do at the IP showcase is feature what we call IP in action. Each one of these tiles, which are actually on the other wall of the booth here, gives you an example of a project that has been done using the technologies that are a part of the AIMS roadmap. So this is built around SMPTE 2110 and AES 67, and is starting to include some of those IPMX projects that I referenced a second ago. When you get a chance to look at the IP in action tiles, what you're going to see is we're covering a wide range of different kind of projects being done with these media over IP technologies. You're going to see broadcast center projects. You're going to see projects that are more on the enterprise side, so working with the Fortune 500 companies. You're going to start to see a lot of sports projects that are coming in here where there's production work and contribution work that's being done using the technologies on the AIMS roadmap. And so it's really become a very broad set of use cases that SMPTE 2110 is covering. The other thing that's really interesting about these tiles is when you look at where these things are happening, it's all around the globe. we've got big projects going on, not only in North America, but also in Europe and Asia. So this technology has now been adopted on a global basis, where we see companies using the SMPTE 2110 and associated technologies to do production work, to do playout work, and to do distribution work all across the industry, pretty much everywhere that video touches. So a quick update on the state of the standards. SMPTE 2110 at this point in time is a very mature set of standards. It is broadly adopted, broadly implemented, and I think we've proven out every one of the use cases that we originally set out to solve with 2110. This is a reliable technology, this is a mature technology, and this is a technology that broadcasters and production companies all around the world are now using to bring the advantages of IP into the video, audio, and Pro AV worlds. Um, when you look at the work that's been done around this set of standards, it's a result of contributions from companies all over the industry. And I think it's important to recognize that, because SMPTE 2110 really is an open infrastructure, broadly adopted, with interoperability that's been proven out in the testing events that we do, but also in the real world deployments that have been done with this. So if you're thinking about making a move towards either IP or hybrid IP technology as a way to do your video production and video playout, you can rely on SMPTE 2110 as being the most broadly adopted and best proven IP technology in order to do that. The other update that I wanted to provide is an update on what's been going on with IPMX. There is a working group that's a part of the AIMS Alliance. These guys meet every other week and talk about the applicability of the SMPTE 2110 and associated standards in this Pro AV world. And that's been a really important initiative for us over the course of the last couple of years, because what it has done is it's broadened out the base of adoption for these technologies. It's not just about broadcast centers anymore. When you look at the IP and action tiles, what you're going to see is a couple of big enterprise projects that have been done using this technology. So companies like Microsoft is an example that are rebuilding their internal video networks around IP-based technology, and doing that with the SMPTE 2110 standard set. The other place that we've seen a lot of adoption for this in the Pro AV world is in the house of worship segment. So a lot of the churches in the US and other parts of the world that are doing media production and media streaming have started to adopt SMPTE 2110 as the standard that they're using to do that video production, because it provides a very cost-effective way to do on-ramp to cloud. And that was always one of the things when we started 2110 that we really wanted to address, was how can you do direct contribution into cloud to support these streaming platforms? And I think we've now proven in multiple cases that 2110 is the ideal on-ramp for anybody that wants to do IP-based video production, contribute that into the cloud, and then do distribution across cloud using a native IP path all the way from the camera into those distribution platforms that are built on things like HLS and MPEG-Dash. So the Pro AV Working Group is really focused on that set of use cases. How do we bring SMPTE 2110 and the associated set of technologies into that Pro AV world and make it more useful for people that are doing enterprise level projects as opposed to the more traditional broadcast center projects? The great news about that is, because of the work that the Pro AV Working Group has done, we now see a real maturation of the standards that are driving this IPMX initiative. In fact, pretty much everything that this group set out to do in terms of the technical recommendations and the implementation specs that they were working on is now at a stage of maturity. So all of the fundamental work that needed to be done around this set of TR documents is complete. It's been reviewed, it's been adopted, and now it's being put into practice. So for those of you that want to learn more about what's going on in this Pro AV segment of the market, please do go to that AIMS educational website that I referred to earlier, aimsalliance.org, and you can specifically go in there and search for documents and presentations that have to do with IPMX. I think over the course of the next couple of years, you're going to see even broader adoption of this as the price points for IP infrastructure have come to a level where they're effectively equivalent with SDI technology. We're seeing a lot more adoption in this Pro AV segment, and we certainly expect to see even broader adoption in the broadcast side of the business as well, as SMPTE 2110 and the associated technologies get even broader adoption in both pure IP and hybrid configurations. So thank you for joining me for a quick AIMS update. Come back throughout the course of the show. Take a look at some of the other presentations. It's all been published in terms of what the schedule is for the speakers who are going to be here at the IP Showcase. And as I said, if you miss anything live during the show, please come to the educational website and pick those videos up and make sure to watch them through that web-based interface. So thank you, everybody. Have a great NAB. Looking forward to seeing you around Las Vegas.